Hi guys, I hope you are having a fabulous day or afternoon whenever you see this in whatever space-time continuum. Oh my gosh, this curl is just like, okay. Ooh, okay, so I have a pick a card reading for you guys. So your choices are, for pile 1, we have Malachite. For pile 2, we have this Zestulite chakra bracelet equipped with stones. For pile 3, we have this pewterizite, which I call Mr. Pete, sphere. And it's just such a beautiful stone, high frequency, very loving, very playful energy. And then for pile 4, we have blue Priscilli, which is a stone, which is the same stone that is used to carve and transport to Stonehenge. So yes, this is the same stone from the quarries where, you know, the giant stone slabs at Stonehenge were carved. This is on the pricier side, so, and it's very limited. So very limited amount of something of this stone can be produced and like put out. Then we have black azestulite. So this is great for doing shadow. It's a protection stone, but it also allows you to see like the light within your own shadow. So you're not just in shadow. So make your choice, and here are your choices. So here are your choices. Pile number 1 is the malachite. This is pile number 2. Mr. Pete is sitting on pile 3. This blue Priscilli Stonehenge stone is pile number 4. And black azestulite is pile number 5. So just, you know, whatever calls to you. So let's get into the readings. Hi, pile number 1. So you chose the malachite. Malachite is such a beautiful stone. It's very high frequency. So mind you, like, this is actual malachite. It's been polished and smoothed. So you can see the bubbles. I have a malachite necklace on today along with my standard lapis and aqua aura. And then I have my Eye of Horus pendulum necklace amulet. So let's get into your reading. So, okay. So we have the King of Wands. So I feel like with you currently right now, you're really searching outside of everything. I kind of feel like, not even kinda, I really get the sense of you have a power, but you kind of feel sidetracked. If that makes any sense. Like, I'm seeing in my head, you know, for whoever this relates to, your guide is like, remember the old movie, like, skits back in the day, like old TV shows where you see, like, the guy in the red stripe, white stripe little outfit, the pants, and then the little hat with the cane and, like, the hook. And just like pulling the, you know, next person on to, you know, usher in the next act. I kind of see like they're really pulling you aside or trying to pull you aside, but you're not listening, and be like, take time out for yourself. So I'm really seeing that you really do need to take time out for yourself. So then we have the 6 of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like you want to be generous, but you're kind of very snobbish. At the moment, you want to give back, but you also are kind of demanding, like, give. And that simply is not the case, because this is saying that you have a responsibility with wealth if you manage your money right. And that, it's not just emotion, finances. It could be emotion. So then we have the Ace of Wands. And I'm saying that you have the ability to create things, right? That you can just wave your little magic wand and you can make it happen, you know? And it's also like, don't fall into rumors or things like that, you know, don't engage is what I'm saying, is like, do not engage certain people because they're not worth your time. And I'm seeing that is like, where there's smoke, there's fire. So if there's a rumor You know what I mean? There's sure to be gossip all over town. So, like, you know, it's like, don't shy away. Because you're coming out, you want to, you know, you're isolated, you're coming out. And this is really saying, like, you're withdrawn and you're ready to come out. You're ready to cast off that cloak. You're well aware, you're well adept. So it's like, don't hide. So then we have the Hanged Man. So it's like, don't make sacrifices that you know is not going to lead anywhere. And I feel like some of you are sacrificing your happiness and your peace for, you know, individuals or a certain situation that should not even be in the first place. So then we have the Page of Wands. So I'm really seeing, and then your final card, which is the Nine of Pentacles. And with the Nine of Pentacles, before I get into the Page of Wands, this is saying, like, you have the ability to create something and to manage it for longevity. And it's like, don't beat yourself up is what I'm hearing. Like, you have the ability, like, if you would stop listening to outside people, like, and start listening to inside, because it's like, you have the ability to be affluent. You have the ability to be a social butterfly, or whatever you have this ability to create something and manage it long term. But like right now with the Hanged Man, it's like, what are you sacrificing right now? Are you sacrificing this abundance and this like responsibility, you know what I mean, to cultivate your garden? What are you sacrificing in return? So it's like, don't sit there and isolate yourself and just pay attention to gossip and do whatever and just expect something to come about. So I really think that you are searching for something that you can create. And I kind of see that with, right, you know, what's going on right now. So I have a couple message cards from Archangel Michael. And this is saying, you have created this situation. You have the power to change it. So I'm seeing this, you know what I mean? Like, where there's smoke, there's fire. So this says, my prayer, thank you for letting me lean on your strength and remind me of my personal power. Please guide me to manifest, heal accordingly to divine will, creating peace and blessing for everyone involved. So yeah, like, you can tap on a magic wand all you want, but if you're not putting in the backbone, then what are you doing? You're just going back to square one. It says God is in charge. So, God, please help me let go of this situation, giving it in faith and trust to your divine wisdom and your divine infinite love in order to resolve and heal everything and everyone involved. So yeah, there is something involved, situationship. I kind of see that with right here, that, and this, there is a sacrifice, you know what I mean? But it's like, don't let it be in vain for the wrong reasons. So thank you so much for your reading. I hope you have a fabulous day, and whatever situation you find yourself in, please, I wish you utmost love, happiness, and peace, because it sucks being in a situation where those things are not there. Like, you just stress out, and I'm wishing you all that and so much more. So please, please, please be kind to yourself. Self-love. Hey, group 2, so you chose this Azezulite chakra stone bracelet. So if you chose this and you just like the color, Azezulite is really good for helping balance and reaching a higher level of consciousness. So the Azez beings are known as the nameless ones, or the nameless light. They occupy just to my best of knowledge, and this is coming out of like nowhere, but they're also the beings that hold like the 8 sacred rays, like when it comes to knowledge, and they've untapped potential. So call upon them, like, if you need healing. So I'm assuming some of you actually do need healing, or help healing, help balancing, and these beings want to help. So if you chose this, please call upon them. Please research the Azez beings. So let's get into your reading. Oof, sorry about that, little horse. So first off, you have the world. So the world is your oyster, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta just live your life the way you see best, because no one can live it for you. But, you know, and I want to say the world is your bee, the world is your oyster. Like, make it happen. Like, don't be power hungry, I'm hearing. Just don't. But it's also a wish card. So, in a sense, maybe, like, your one, like, lasting, long manifestation wish could actually come true if you push it in the right direction. So your obstacles are starting to remove themselves. So if you find yourself in a situation, this situation will basically correct itself and you can get out of it, or it will basically just go away entirely. And then we have the Knight of Wands reversed, and I kind of see in this that there is a fire energy, and I kind of feel like you want to retreat into where you are to basically go back, and that's not okay, you know what I mean? Because I feel like you want to gallivant off and you want to travel, but a part of you just is like too stuck. And I kind of feel like there is anxiety in this. So I don't, with the Knight of Wands, why am I seeing anxiety? The Knight of Wands, can we clarify why it's too many cards, thank you. Why am I seeing anxiety with the Knight of Wands? Why am I getting a sense of anxiety? So it's like your obstacles, you'll get over your obstacles. Like, you are in no competition, you're in no rush. But it's like, don't make haste. You know what I mean? And I'm seeing, like, you'll get over it. You're pole vaulting over your problems, your anxiety. So I feel like a little bit, there's just too much decisions and choices to make, and I kind of feel like with you, you want, like, everything, so I kind of feel like it's stimulus, you know, it's stimuli over, you know, just, there's too much. And then we have this, so I kind of feel like it takes courage to admit a defeat, but also I kind of feel like you are a poor loser, or like a sore winner, if that makes any sense. So I kind of feel like your situation, you want to be petty. You want the last laugh in this. So I kind of see that with the Knight of Wands, why that was clarified, that there is anxiety, that you're putting yourself in situations that the situation will correct itself, but you still want the last laugh. Again, like, the world is your oyster, and I'm not joking. This just flew out of the deck. And so this is really saying that this is your sign. This is absolutely your sign to say, make it happen. And just know that everything will be, I don't want to say served up in a silver platter, but there is a strong sense of wishing. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like with the Knight of Wands, there is just so much anxiety because you're just thinking, how am I going to do it? How am I going to do this? How am I going to... And it's just like, stop. You know what I mean? It's like, don't make obstacles that you have to pole vault over later. You know what I mean? Don't put yourself into situations where you feel like you're a sore loser. So yeah, for pile 2, your Archangel Michael message is, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. So if you feel like, for whatever reason, with anxiety and just too much choices going on with the Knight of Wands and with this Seven of Cups, I kind of feel like you're really second guessing yourself. So this is really saying, like, don't let your anxiety, like, rule you. The world has so much to offer, is what I get with the 2 world cards, is the world is so much to offer, but you just gotta set out. My prayer, please help me clearly hear, feel, see, and know the divine guidance I have asked and prayed for. Allow me to keep my ego out of the way so my wisdom can come streaming through me for my own benefit and those around me. Make a commitment. Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, which I kind of feel like you're questioning. Archangel Michael, as the angel of courage and confidence, I call upon you to lend me your strength. Allow me to commit to myself, my life, and my divine purpose. Please clearly guide me so I can fully open my heart to every experience. I'm not joking. Like, you... Ooh. This is Take your time making this decision. Archangel Michael, please help me stay strong and relaxed as I approach the situation. Remind me to detach and step back. Allow this situation to naturally unfold. Thank you for protecting me. So your obstacles are being removed. And so I'm just going to ask, because of the Azestulite bracelet having the chakra stones, am I sensing that their chakra system is out of line? Well, okay. We have the Page of Swords, and this is like, I just keep hearing, keep fighting the good fight. And then we have this, so you're inner reflecting, you're meditating, you're really saying what you can accomplish, and I really get that with the two worlds that you have here. So you kind of just feel like you're really reflecting on who you are and what you want, and I kind of feel like it's a tale of two worlds, if that makes any sense. Like, you want something that's here, but it's not here, if that makes any sense. So I really do see that Spirit is really trying to tell you to, like, meditate on this and, like, really clear out your system. Inner reflection, you know, on a small scale right now is, like, inner. And I'm saying that. So, yeah, like, meditate. We're taking rest. So this is saying, like, take rest, you know, take a day for yourself. Take a me day. And I'm hearing self-love in this. So really, if you're reflecting on what you can do for, you know, what you can acquire, things like that for the world, or in your world, excuse me, like, really just take a day, you know what I mean? And this is what I really kind of felt, like, your chakra system is out of balance. So this is really saying, like, rejuvenate yourself. That just like, whoop. So, like, harvest, you know what I mean? Like, don't rush to sow your seeds, but don't just, like, put them off either, you know what I mean? Like, don't, like, procrastinate clearing your plate, is what I'm hearing. So then we have the King of Wands, and I'm really seeing that you are a type of person that's really dominating. You're really just, like, you know what I mean? You're like king, you know what I mean? And I just feel like you have this deep masculine energy, and this is saying, like, you can rule with an iron fist, but if you're not willing to listen to what is going on around you with a healthy moderation of scrutiny, or see the world in such a way that it's just boom, you know? So I feel like you are very masculine right now, and your feminine is saying hold up, hold up, hold up. Like, we're so out of balance. So if I'm saying that maybe your chakras are out of balance, that your masculine and feminine side of you is just, your masculine side is just way too dominant right now. So this is really dominating everything. So your Empress is really saying, like, get in touch with your femininity, get in touch with your softer side, and this is self-love. And then we have dreams. So the moon is really showing you a shadow, you know what I mean? And I kind of don't want to say shadow work for you, but you need some rebalance, and that's a part of shadow work, is healing that imbalance. But this is also saying, like, don't put into dreams, don't put into illusions, you know what I mean? And with the world, like, you're actually trying to manifest these things. So it's really telling you, like, hey, like, if you don't put in the work, dreams and illusions are just going to run you off course. So thank you so much for clicking this video, clicking on your stone. Thank you so much for this reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 3. So you chose Mr. Pete. So this stone is just a ball of just heavenly energy. Excuse me, a sphere of heavenly energy. This is great for conduiting the spiritual realm. This is a very earthy type stone, and as you can see, there's just many different colors. This camera does not do this justice, So I will put Mr. Pete down and I will get into your reading. So the first card, we have this. So this just tells me that you have wounds that are coming to the surface, that you kind of just have anxiety, or you have some type of fear or some type of depression. So you have some really like negative emotion that really needs to be healed. So this is saying like time will heal, you know what I mean? But you have to like allow it, you know what I mean? You can't resist the change. So then we have the moon. So because of this, you're really piercing through the illusion that for whatever reason, your ego is saying, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. But clearly you're not fine. So upright, this would say you're buying into illusion, or you're buying into your dreams, or something into the shadow. But because of this, we're lifting the veil, and you know, yourself, your higher conscious is saying, look, like, you need to heal. Okay. So we have the Hermit. So you kind of feel isolated, you're withdrawn, you're just, you've exiled yourself, and this is how you feel with, you know, the Nine of Wands. Is you just feel like being alone is the best thing you can do because no one understands. So I kind of feel like you're in the self-talk. Right now, you're really like negative self-talk. So then we have the King of Pentacles reversed. And in this card, I see like you do kind of have like an ego or something on your shoulder, and then, you know, metaphorically the devil and the angel on your shoulders, and one is saying something, the other is saying other. So you're really like trying to figure out which is actually going to tell you and steer you in the right direction, which trying to like pull you to the side. And I kind of feel like this is your anxiety talking. Like, I feel like you've definitely, because of the withdrawn, you're really trying to reflect, and you're really like piercing through that veil of what is said. And just like because of you wanting to take time to heal to yourself, and you want to get over this, like your obstacles will be removed. You know what I mean? They may seem daunting now, but there is always the light at the end of the tunnel. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, and this is saying that you have a journey underfoot. You know what I mean? You want to better yourself, so better like lands are to come, better experiences are to come, and like opportunities. I'm saying better opportunities, and this could be financial, love, harmony, whatever, emotional. So it can be many different things, but I really do see like in this, like look at that, what would be like a feather or something in his cap. The fact that he took, you know, from this land, and there's just one barren tree over there. So he's really trying to like plant a foundation or plant more there, you know what I mean, to use up this space. So I really do feel like this is what you're doing, you know what I mean? You're trying to plant the seeds for the future. So then we have the Wheel reversed. And I feel like in this, you're kind of just topsy-turvy. Your emotions are all over the place. You feel all over the place. And really, like, it seems like the darkness is really winning, if that makes any sense. And so I kind of feel like you're on the negative side. If you really believe in karma, I feel like you're on the negative side of karma. So this is saying, like, you reap what you sow. So I kind of feel like maybe a past karmic cycle has really hit you hard this time. And I just want to clarify, am I seeing a karmic cycle? So we have the Sun reversed, and that just wanted to pop out. I feel like with you, with the Nine of Wands, or excuse me, the Nine of Swords, because it's really popping out that you have this anxiety. Like, your inner child is really trying to, like, get in touch with you, and especially with the moon, like, you're seeing through illusion. So, the Knight of Pentacles, or the Knight, oh my god, I can't speak today. With the King of Pentacles, I really feel like you're really looking at the devil and the angel, and which ego is what's actually your higher truth, you know what I mean? Like, what is leading you astray, and this is what you're internalizing because of your withdrawal. Like, you're really reflecting on this, but something is just saying that you feel lonely, you know what I mean? And something is just on your shoulder saying, I can't do this. So there is negative self-talk. But I kind of feel like maybe with the Hermit, you're kind of going through like a depression where your inner child is really trying to come out and be like, look, it's okay. Like we're going to get through this. You know what I mean? And I get the sense of like a child and a parent. So, your inner child is really trying to parent you through it. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. You know what I mean? And like when you feel depressed, you just like overreact emotionally. Where you just try to be like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Like, you actually want to believe it. Like, you believe the mask you're wearing. And just something about it is telling me that it's not necessarily the best thing, you know what I mean? Because it's like, no, if you are like... And I get this in a situation, like, if you actually do have a child, you're kind of going through depression, and it's not your inner child, but there is a slight depression going on. Your child is really trying to, like, make amends. So I do feel like with the karma and things like this, your inner child or a child in your life is really trying to help you through this, you know what I mean? To pull you out of that shadow and out of that funk, and really teaching you how to be a child again, you know? Like, to enjoy life. And then we have the Archangel Michael cards, and it says focus upon oh my god, I can't speak today. It says focus upon divine and perfect health. So this is really saying, like, heal your anxiety, heal these wounds. And if that's the case, or whatever you believe in, your guides, your angels, your archangels, God, the universe, Mother Cosmos, Father Cosmos, whatever you believe in, this is really saying, like, call upon them. They're really asking you to know that your angels, they have you. So my prayer, God, Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and guiding my actions so they support my well-being. So I feel like your guides are really trying to remove these obstacles that I saw in the tower. You know what I mean? They're trying to get you over this funk. And it's the same thing with, like, your inner child, because that could also be a guide. It says, lean on God and angels for support. My prayer, dear God, angels, I give this, and then briefly describe your situation. And then it says, now and completely. Oh my gosh. Let me restart. It says, my prayer, dear God and angels, I give you this. And then describe the situation. Now and completely, I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through for everyone and everything involved. Are there any last messages? So the King of Wands, like, just know, like, you are protected, and yes, you can... You're intelligent, you know what I mean? You are super intelligent, and you just get things done. So I'm saying, we have the Hierophant. So because of this, you're really being called to, like, call upon whatever you believe in. And this is what you will have. You will have a faith, like a change in faith. And I'm saying that with the Hierophant. That maybe, you know, before you weren't really into, say, an organized religion or something. So I have dogs, and I apologize, and one of our dogs is trying to give me both her rawhide pieces and, like, to play, and I'm just like, okay. So I feel like if you're not a big fan, like a believer in faith, I really feel like this is your come to Jesus moment. So I really feel like that in the Hierophant, that you will actually have a renewed sense of faith. Like, very favorable faith. So, thank you, Pile 3, for your reading. I hope you utmost peace, love, and healing. I really, really do. So, thank you. Hello, Pile 4. So, you chose the Priscilli blue stone from Stonehenge, or the stone that created Stonehenge, excuse me. This is such a good frequency if you want to connect to ancestral wisdom. This is a stone to do so. Mind you, it's on the pricier side, and there is a permitted amount that can only be sold for so many, you know, to preserve. Because once this stone has been quarried completely and cut and sold, that is it. So they're really conservating and trying to save the quarries for archaeological but also spiritual use. So mind you, it's on the pricier side. This is what it looks like. It looks blue, but it also looks green, and it looks more so green. But yes, this is Priscilli bluestone, or, you know, Stonehenge stone. So let us get us into your reading. So we have the King of Cups. So there's emotional intelligence. There's kind of a bit of a domineering in this sense. Like, I kind of see like a little bit of manipulation. Like, you're manipulating your emotions or someone's emotions. So usually this represents like a man doing this. So if you are a man or you identify with the divine masculine or as, then you know what, there is emotional intelligence in this, if this makes any sense. So you kind of feel like maybe you're in your feels right now, and they're pretty strong. So this is saying like you're crying over spilt milk. You're looking to the past, and you're super nostalgic. You're down memory lane right now. And so you're just all up in your feels. You know, you're not seeing what is to come in the future because you're too busy looking into the past. So then we have this. So this is a decision to be made. You're not in a stalemate. You're really actually working for this decision. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't see the actual decision ahead of you or the obstacles because it's not, you know, we'll get there when we get there. But in the Two of Swords, I really do see that indecision has turned into decision. You're just waiting for the opportune moment to make that decision, if that makes any sense. But I feel like for some of you, I feel like that decision was made a long time ago. You're just trying to get out of the situation first, or wait for the perfect opportune moment to hit that decision and just roll with it. So then we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is saying that you do have a direction, and I see that with this, because normally upright it would say that you are indecisive and there is a stalemate going, but because we have the Page of Pentacles, I really see that there is a direction you're trying to go, but you still kind of feel directionless in a sense. I feel like there is a bit of naivety in there, and I kind of feel like that stems from the fact that you're crying over spilt milk, you're in your feels. So then we have the Magician, and this is saying that you're being way, way, way too heavy-handed in this situation, if that makes any sense. You're really trying to manipulate the situation in your favor. And what situation are some of these people trying to manipulate? So you're basically trying to manipulate your present to make it, maybe not your present, you're really in your feels. So for whatever reason, you're trying to maybe change the past, or maybe change an outcome. And I kind of get the sense for someone who is doing this, that they're trying to manipulate the past, or they've gone around just creating a new past, whatever. I kind of get the sense of the show Imposters, where they just lie about their upbringing to basically hit the target, and it just comes crashing back. That's what I get off of that. So someone is like basically trying to change the past because they're not okay with it. So there is regret. And the spirit is saying don't. You know what I mean? The past is gone. It's done. You know what I mean? You can't change what happens in the past. You can basically change for your future, but if you keep letting the past dictate your present, your future is going to look pretty, like, dull. You know what I mean? You're just going to put more obstacles into yourself. So we have choices. You know, you need to reflect, you need to meditate. This is really saying, like, you're being handed something. And you're not satisfied. You are just, like, you're not content. You're wanting so much more than what you have. And then we have death reversed. So you're really resisting change. For whatever reason, you are resisting change. And I feel like this is stemming because of you don't want to let go to the past. So what change are we resisting? What change is pile 4 resisting? Again, so this could be two of things. You're being way too manipulative. This is just, like I said, with the Magician, you're being heavy-handed and it's just going to go sour. But this could also say if you have, because the Emperor, like the Empress, his counterpart, are the mother and father of the tarot deck. So, this is really saying that, you're being way too aggressive, and you're manipulating the subject, and you have no business doing so, because you're trying to create something and it's backfiring on you. You have these choices to make the right decision, but it's like, what are you doing? You're manipulating the subject that you're not seeing the bigger picture, and I get that. So this could actually be like, maybe you have daddy issues and you're resisting change. Like something happens in your past that you're resisting because you're just thinking, but you have strength, guys. Like, you have strength to get over this. You have the strength to change. You have the strength to carry on. It's just your ego, or for whatever reason, is telling you, oh no, I can't do this. You can't. Like, you are the master of your own beast. So, like, stop trying to manipulate a subject and just let it happen, because change is inevitable. Like, if you keep resisting change, like, bad things are going to happen. So this is saying, like, you have blessings, and blessings are going to come when they least expect it. But there is a blessing in disguise, and if you can't make this choice and actually stick to it, then what are you gonna do? You're just gonna be, oh, bitch, poor me, this, that. Like, you're just gonna complain. So stop hurting yourself and stop hurting the people around you. Change. Like, you're all talk, not walking the walk that you need to walk. So do it. Take charge. Take action. So this, your first one says, take time. Spend more time outdoors. My prayer. Thank you for motivating me to spend more time outdoors and helping me relax and enjoy the connection of nature. So yeah, like, you're reflecting. So get out and spend time outdoors. And then we have your next card, which says innocence. My prayer. My God and angels, thank you for helping me see through all your qualities of pure love, light, and are reflected upon me and all others. Help me embrace my God-given innocence so that I may be at peace. So you are just, like, racking yourself and crying over spilt milk. You're resisting these changes. And you're just like, what? Like, so it's like, you know, if you find strength through change, and this, you know, actually is a death, maybe not a death of a person, but a death of the old past of you, then you know what? You would have more opportunity. When these people stop resisting change and allow this transformation to happen, what can they be seeing? There is a requited love. Maybe it's a love of self. Maybe there is a person. But there is a love. And this is signifying, and a lot of times this is always referred to, the Six of Cups is referred to as a, you know, the soulmate or the twin flame cup. So, mind you, there is a type of love on the, and you will basically love yourself even more. This love I'm seeing, is it a person or is it self? Is this love I am seeing, is this a person or is it of the self? You're freeing yourself from limitations. You know, you'll no longer put yourself in situations or, you know, be indecisive. So we have a mirror in this. You'll basically shine. There'll be intelligence. There'll be emotional intelligence. You'll do things for the right reason. And I get in this the sunflower, right? Because we have strength. And this is really going into like a fire energy. So like calling upon the cleansing fire. You know what I mean? There's just more than meets the eye, especially with this cat. So there is arcane inner knowledge going through, in this. So it's like, look to self before you look to anything else. But I also want to talk about this. So there is a story in Greek mythology of what we would call a sunflower, but it's a different type of flower to them from what I researched. And it was a sea nymph who really, oh my gosh, had eyes for Helios. And later the story was adapted to be Apollo. So one of the sun gods. And she was a sea nymph. So every night and every day when he would pull his golden chariot across the sky, she would just look to the heavens and she just fell in love with his divine beauty, his masculine side. His strength, you know what I mean? He was the manly man. He was, you know what I mean? He was everything to her, you know what I mean? That she had such a love for him. And so every night, when he would pull his chariot across the sky to usher in, the sun setting, and then he would basically, land and basically pick up his golden, boat and, go back, you know what I mean, to complete the cycle. And he had unrequited love for her. And because he loved he loved Daphne. So she waited for like 9 days, refused to eat, refused to drink. And her grief was so strong that she ended up turning into a flower because Daphne, had an unrequited love for Apollo or Helios. And he loved her so much, but she didn't love him. So she prayed to one of the gods and they turned her into a like bush or something. So it's saying that it's like, look to the sky. Look to the sun, be out there, be out in nature. And I'm really saying that if, like, for some of you, I mean, you can be even, male, but I'm hearing pick up flowers, you know what I mean? Like, invite, love and healing and just beautiful things into your house. I'm not saying go out and splash, but I'm hearing flowers, like maybe go buy some flowers or go buy some sunflowers and really let them liven up your decor, like liven up your area, like invite that energy in. So it's like you have an intelligence, you have an air about you. So the swords are usually talking about there is like a double-edged sword, you know what I mean? And a lot of times they really refer to Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. So usually this is what that signifies. And I'm not saying this is a person, I'm just saying there is an air of intelligence, a feminine air of intelligence. So I really feel like if you want to invite that energy, be smart about it. So it's like, don't make competition for yourself. Like, you have no competition, but you feel like you're in competition and you're creating obstacles that you have to pulver over. But I'm seeing that there is competition maybe within yourself, so you kind of have a bit of inner conflict where you have to just protect yourself. And I kind of feel with the past, like, you have to be petty, you have to get the last, word in, you have to get the last laugh in. And it's like, don't, you know what I mean? Like, you've exceeded the situation. Like, stop hanging around the people that you're, hanging around, or disconnect from social media for a while and get your head together. So it's like, you're creating burdens, right? So it's like you have to lift those. And I get the story of Atlas, the Titan Atlas holding the world, and that Hercules took it for him for a moment and he didn't want to come back after he had gotten the apple, the golden apple or whatever, for Hercules to complete one of his tasks. And Atlas didn't want to take the world back. So like, there's just a weight of the world on you right now, and like, mind you, burdens will be lifted. So like, don't make problems for yourself, don't be in competition with others, don't say, oh my gosh, I see what you're doing, but I want to do that too, so I'm getting different results than you know what I mean? So like, stop comparing yourself to others, because you're not others, you're you. So stop looking towards the past because you're competing with your past, you know what I mean? You are in a completely different ballpark from where you are now to when you were at that specific time that you're competing with. So it's like, stop manipulating subjects, stop looking to the past, because you have a future and a present to live for today. So thank you so much for your reading. I hope that any of this message that you have received resonates with you. I wish you utmost peace, love, and healing. And just don't resist change, because resisting change delays the inevitable. So really open yourself up to change, because it's a beautiful thing. It's going to hurt, but it's a beautiful thing to see where you are in the future. So thank you so much for your reading. I hope you have a great day. On pile 5, so you chose Black Azestiolite. And this is great for shadow work, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or basically wrap yourself in this healing divine light when you're going through shadow work. Because when you're in shadow, you're basically in all the gunk in the inner self that, you know, the pity, the hate, all the negative emotions or the negative wounds that you've sustained. This is really showing you, like, yeah, you have that little divine guidance, you know, you have that light. And I really get the sense of this stone is, it's similar when I'm talking about a light that you can follow, you know, that illuminates your path, is in the Lord of the Rings, the first, in the Fellowship, when Frodo was given the light from the Queen of the Elves, and it was saying that he can use it to illuminate his path in the darkest hour. And this is what I really thought of when I said, you know, it's great for illuminating the shadow work that you're doing, you know what I mean, so you're not just everywhere. So thank you for choosing this. It's a beautiful thing. So it makes me think that maybe you are going through, or maybe you're about to start your own journey of shadow. So just make sure that there is always light for you to call upon. So you are not going to be in the dark your entire time. So there is light. So you kind of feel with the start right now, you kind of feel like there's just a really big load. And I got this with pile 4. And I use the metaphor either fireworks, because these have yet to be lifted. So I feel like your burdens are really like weighing upon you. So you're really like holding up the world right now, like your world. And so when I use the metaphor of Atlas, you know, the story of Hercules and Atlas, where Atlas, because of his hand in the Titans versus the Olympians war, whatever, Atlas was sent to hold up the world by Zeus. And so he had done it for so many thousands of years before humanity was even created. Atlas, you know, agreed to relinquish the world if Hercules would basically heal, Atlas agreed to allow Hercules to hold the world up while he went into the garden and got the golden apple of discord. So when Hercules had asked, you know, for Atlas to hand over the apple and Atlas to take the world back, Atlas didn't want to, because Atlas had literally held the crushing weight of the world, that he wanted freedom. So this is saying, like, don't let your burdens get so big that you have to lift them later. You're struggling to allow them to lift, you know what I mean? So for whatever reason, just know that justice is on your side. Justice will prevail in any matter that you need it to be. And I'm hearing boundaries. So really set your boundaries and set them firmly, because if you're not, then you're just SOL. Are there any messages of the burdens that these people are feeling? So it's like, you're procrastinating, you know what I mean? You're just putting stuff off, and you're like, oh, I'll do it, you know? And then you get really anxious about it, and I see the anxiousness that you have is similar to the cartoon of Alice in Wonderland with the rabbit, or the hare, that just is time is everything and just rushes and just gets into all this trouble. Ooh, we have so many cards. God. And I don't know how to feel about this. So these are some important messages that you need to hear. But yeah, like Alice in Wonderland, if you don't know what I'm saying, like there's a specific scene where he's like running over and just falling and just bleh. So don't create obstacles, okay? Like don't be in a rush. So you feel like you need community, you know what I mean? There's an exchange of artistic, but you feel like you're just like, oh, someone's gonna steal my idea, I'm gonna, you know, hide, things like that. So there is not a level of like communication between you and your work, or you and your partner, or something. There is no artistic craftsman of like exchange. So for whatever reason, you're just like everywhere, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do this, I want to do that, I'm gonna put this off, da da da. And it's just like, don't, you know what I mean? Because you need to have these conversations. So then we have the King of Pentacles, and this is saying like, you know, you are your master of your own garden, so to cultivate whatever, cultivate. What am I, Forrest Gump? I'm not, no. Such a good movie. So this is saying don't be stubborn, okay? Like, I'm getting don't be stubborn for that. And it's like you have inner conflict, and I kind of see that with the Three of Pentacles, that, yeah, you have inner conflict. Like, you're fighting. Then you have the King of Swords, and you're just being, I want to say you're being belligerent. You know what I mean? You're being one-sided, you're being manipulative, you're being emotional, you're not intelligent about the things that you have said or you have done, so you basically, like, say it now where, you know, the sword is still hot, swing it. And then you'd be like, oh, you know what, I'll make amends and I'll cauterize it later. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I get and I feel for you. So this is really saying balance yourself, because you need to temper and simmer yourself down, because bad things are going to happen. And I see that because it's like you're going to make more burdens for you to lift. So it's like once you do that and you really temper yourself down, there is like a calculation of a full card. There is a beginning, a new start, a new journey. And you're really going to find something in yourself that would not be there before if you didn't have like tempered yourself and figured out what is going on. So if you're creating burdens, or you just feel like the weight is on you right now, and you're not, just like you've withdrawn, you procrastinated, you put things off, and you're not doing the work, and like you're creating conflict for yourself, and you're just being way too freaking stubborn, I feel like for whatever reason, like your stubbornality is what actually made you get heartbreaked, you know, heartbroken. So it's like, yeah, you're fighting, you know what I mean? You're like, you know, I'm going to punch now and I'm going to ask questions later, you know what I mean? But it's like, first I'm going to knock teeth down your throat so you can't talk. So that's what I'm hearing in like the Page of Swords. It's like, cat caught your tongue. Like, you are being like asinine. You know what I mean? Like, you are being so freaking petty and you're just lashing out. So like, normally this would say you'd be juggling things, and you just deliberately don't want to deal with anything. Like, that's what I'm getting, is you deliberately are just putting everything off, and you're gonna make burdens for yourself. So, like, with the Three of Swords, the Heartbreak card, and the belligerence that I am seeing, for whatever reason, what messages do you want me to give a person, or this group of people that are going through this? What messages would you like? What messages would you like to be happy and spoke? It's like the Moon. It's like, don't fall for illusions. Like, be actual center, you know, present, because I feel like someone's trying to sell you a line, if that makes any sense. And it's like, you're resisting change. You're resisting the inevitable. Like, you know what I mean? And I kind of feel like you're doing that. I kind of feel like a part of you may be still, like, holding back. So this is saying, you know, that there is work to do with craftsmen, but because of this is up, you know, reverse, this is saying that you really do have work and shadow to really work on and change. So this is saying you need to work upon yourself. Like, you know, you really need to really open yourself up and think, I can't do this anymore. I can't be like this. Like, if I'm toxic, I'm just going to attract toxic people. And I don't want that. So this is saying, like, you're getting away with something. And because of the Death card coming out, just know that, like, I really get a sense of, like, you resisting it now and you're trying to get away with it. Like, another thing with the Heartbreak card is, like, you broke someone's heart and you got away with it, if that makes any sense. Like, you got out unscathed, so you're just like, oh, I'm gonna do this. So what are we getting away with? What are we getting away with? What are we getting away with? it's like you got away with murder. You know what I mean? But like divine retribution is like coming for you. And I get hellhounds for this. Like, I'm not saying you're going to go to hell and you're going to get dragged. No, I'm saying like hellhounds are just going to basically, they're watching. If that makes any sense. So it's like, don't gallivant yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you got imposter syndrome right now. Is what I get off of that. Like, you really claim to be something that you're not. And I feel like that's bravado. Like, I really think bravado is really trying to tell you, like, you are going to reap what you sow, because you're really trying to set up a foundation for yourself, like a blessing for yourself. But I feel like if you keep going around this path, something negative is going to happen. So it's like you need to change to basically accept your blessings, to accept this home base, this home, this person, whatever. And we gotta know this, like a sacrifice. You'll get over this. You'll be exactly where you need to be, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like there is something that you're ready to let go of, you know what I mean, for some of you, and this is not for everyone. And this is like a change of pace, you know, because I feel like this is like for completely a different situation for someone else or for a collective than, you know, for say a couple people that are doing some janky like ish. So for those trying to establish like their home base, and they're really working on themselves, they've changed, or you're changing, just know like you're surrendering to this. You're surrendering to change. And I'm seeing this upright for you. You're surrendering to change. You're allowing it to happen. So it's like you're healing yourself. You know what I mean? You're tired of the despair. You're tired of just everything going wrong and feeling like that. So you're really like being grateful for what you have. You know what I mean? Because it's like you have what you have that many people may not have. So this is saying that you're really reflecting upon yourself. You're not looking for outside to be like, oh, what can I get, outside. You're really looking within. You're really meditating. And it's just like, just because you project strength doesn't make you feel like you're projecting or you are strong. But just know, like, you're battling your demons the best you can. And this, like, you were given everything that you can handle. You know what I mean? And it may feel like it's insurmountable right now, especially with the burdens, like lifting. Just know, like, your demons are going to get slayed. And I see that with the Knight of Swords, too, if we reverse that. Like, your demons are getting slayed. So, I mean, even with this, like, for some would be like, oh, I'm getting away with something. But you are being super cunning for individuals. Because, like I said, I'm seeing, like, two groups. Like, one doing the janky, and then you, like, actually wanting to work on yourself and going through shadow. And really trying to get out of situations for your betterment. So I'm really seeing, like, I'm not saying robbing Peter to pay Paul, but in a sense, like, I really see that you're collecting or you're stocking up on these weapons or resources to help you fight your battles, if that makes any sense. I don't know what that is entitled. That's not for me to ask. So then we have the Queen of Wands. So this is saying you're emotional and you're really like looking for outside sources and support right now. And this is saying like you are so logical and you are so able and cunning and able to, but I feel like right now you're a bit snarky and you're just snapping at people, if that makes any sense. So you have the ability to be grace and poised and lovely and just all that, but you kind of got that bitchy side. I'm talking like Regina George, like bitchy side. Like you're trying to boss people around, start rumors, things like that, because you're hurt, you're lashing out. So then we have obviously strength. So it's just like, know that like once you accept the limitations that you have and you're starting to work and clear that out, like you have strength. It's like, don't ever let someone say that you don't have strength, because you do. And it's like, don't self-doubt. Don't make yourself think that you don't have the energy, you know what I mean, to put up with this, but you do, you know what I mean? So it's like, don't let your emotions, and this is going back to these specifically, is like, don't like take out and lash out. because you're already a ball of just raw energy right now, so it's very unstable. How can we go about protecting and not lashing out? How can we go about protecting our energy so we don't lash out? How can we protect our energy? How can we protect our energy? It's not in that deck. How can we protect our energy? How can we protect our energy? So I'm just like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, don't resist change. You know, don't resist change, you know what I mean? Shadow is really hard, so it's like, don't resist it. Like, actually change. And you basically getting away from that is protecting others, because you're changing, you're protecting yourself. You're not putting up with situations. So this is really saying, like, once you change and once you adapt and you learn to protect yourself and protect your environment and protect your home and your peace, like, you're not going to have to make amends for something later. And I see that is like, you're really pulling yourself, you're tempering, you're humbling yourself, and you're being observant of your situation, and you're not fighting as much. And so you just gotta, you know, feel the best, you know, for you, you know, at the end of the day. Like, you have things to be grateful for. So for those in this group that are completely separated from, you know, the more toxic forms of beings, for this, you know, for the ones that actually are trying to go through improvement and rebirth right now, like, I want you to know, like, if you are grateful for things, please write them down. Please do a positive affirmation. And I wrote this down a couple weeks ago, and it is on my phone. Let me pull this up. And I don't know why. I thought maybe I need this. So for this group, or for anybody in this video, this is your affirmation. I am strong. I am deserving. I am kind. I am powerful. I am loved. I am worth loving. I am everything that I am meant to be. What is meant for me will come to me. I believe it, so I will achieve it. Every mark, every blemish is meant for me. Everything I have or will have is meant for me and me alone. I will not beg. I will not allow less than what I deserve. I will not plead. I will not manipulate. I will, you know, not get my way. When it's ready for me, I will have it. I will grow strong. I will blossom on my own terms. I will put my mind and determination into what I love and what I believe in. Loss or gain, I will be thankful for growth through lessons learned. I am not broken. I am not damaged. I am a piece together in the pattern solely determined by my own being. I am everything. I am created. I am creation. I have everything, and everything is worth having. I have put in the momentum to get it. If I dream it or manifest it, I will achieve it. So that is your affirmation. So I will link this down in the comments for you. So just know that everything that you have to be grateful for is already within you. So messages from Archangel Michael. So first off, we have admit the truth to yourself and act accordingly. It says, my prayer, I appreciate your support in helping me face my feelings with grace and acceptance so that I can be lovingly honest with myself and others. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for giving me courage and strength. And this is pay attention to your dreams. So yeah, there's dream messages coming in. So your guides or the angels, whatever you believe in, your messages will come through your dreams. So I'm getting, write them down. Thank you for tucking me into my bed tonight and helping me enjoy a wonderful, restful night's sleep. Archangel Michael, I invite you into my dreams as my teacher, my guide, and my healer. Please allow me to understand and then describe the specific situation that you're in. And then on a spiritual level, please give me guidance. So these are your messages from your guide. And I hope that that makes sense for those it makes sense for and resonates with you. So thank you.